Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, if you guys there's something brand new, we're actually doing a tier list. Yeah, I know, I never done one of these before. It took me a hot minute to figure out how to friggin' do this, but this is basically the end of 2024, and I figured, hey, I'd kind of go through it and I guess rank some stuff. Now, I mean, I try my best to get everything that I've seen in terms of movies, TV shows, and played in terms of video games that all came out this year. If I missed something, tell me in the comments. You're like, hey, Franchise, you reviewed that. You didn't freaking put it into your list. I tried to remember everything. And if I forget something, I'll rank it in the comments section. So don't worry. Anyway, we're going to just do random stuff here again. I don't know if any of this will be in D, but yeah, this will be interesting. Maybe controversial even. Anyway, if you want to see more tier stuff, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And of course, tell me in the comments down below if you want me to, rank any other whatever thing, Star Wars movies or SpongeBob or whatever. Just tell me. We'll do it. Anyway, let's start out with the Garfield movie here with big old Garfield. So I'll tell you this, okay? Look, I saw this movie. It wasn't bad, okay? It's not a bad movie, but I will admit, there were a few jokes. And again, you can see all my reviews for most of the stuff if you want individual, 10-plus minute long reviews. But this one just felt a little bit, I don't know, man. It felt kind of forgettable, and not bad, just forgettable. I watched it and I was like, all right, some of the jokes drag, some of it whatever. The animation's fine, I guess. Some of it's funny. I just felt like most of it was a little bit, I watched it at the theater and I was like, oh, it was good, but whatever. So while not a horrible movie, I'm gonna give Garfield I'll probably put it at a C, honestly. It's not, again, bad. That's not saying don't watch it, but I think it could have been better. Not a horrible film, and it was fine for what it was. But yeah. Anyway, we're moving on. Moana 2. So look, this Moana 1 is a great Disney movie. Okay, I freaking love it. And Moana 2, obviously, again, you can watch my reviews on all this stuff individually, but this one, they were like, oh, it's, what do you call it? It was supposed to be a TV show. Oh, wow. And then everyone I knew was like, oh, it was supposed to be a TV show. Did you know that? And I was like, yeah, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't give a fudge. If it works and if it's a good movie, then F it. I don't care what it was. If it was supposed to be a freaking book, I'd be like, whatever, it's fine. But I actually walked away really enjoying this movie. I think that this is maybe even better than Moana 1. I think the music was great, animation's amazing, the story's really good. A few little things here or there that I didn't really like with the story, specifically one character, which I'm not going to mention here, but I think that overall it is a step up from Moana 1, in fact. I think it is a really good story. It gives a lot of good character arcs to Moana and Maui and, all the other characters that she kind of takes on this little voyage here to kind of expand their island so they don't all die out. And I think that's, it's a human human feel to it, and I think it was really, really great. Again, song's good, action good. They made her hot again, so it's like, that's fine. I remember some people thinking she was going to be a dude for some reason. That was weird. But yeah, it's a fun movie. I'm going to give this one an A, man. I really freaking loved it. I thought it was a step up from the first one in some pretty good ways. Borderlands. Let's talk about the Borderlands movie. So there we got Tiny Tina. I love Borderlands, man. I think it's a really, really great video game. Okay, I love the games. Borderlands 3 kind of runs like shit, but the rest of them are pretty good. Borderlands 2 is great. I have some experience with Borderlands 1. I haven't even touched the pre-sequel yet, and I'm pretty far into Tiny Tina's Wonderland. So I haven't played them all, but I have greatly enjoyed what I have played. So going into this movie, I was like, all right, it's gonna be great. You know what I mean? It's gonna be cool. Oh, the cast. We need to talk about that. The cast is a bit wonky, okay? I'm not going to lie. Having a bunch of old boomers from the geriatric home kind of, it's like, it's like they kind of bust out or like broke out of Shady Shoals. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was weird. I think Tiny Tina's great. I think that Claptrap, obviously Jack Black when he's not trying to kill Trump, I think he's good in this. Let me take a long think here. Oh, yeah. Lilith. That was a joke, by the way. I didn't actually have to think. Lilith is fine. I think Cate Blanchett is pretty good. You know what I mean? I think, well, everyone kind of does an okay job. They just don't effing, half of them like Roland and Lilith, I guess, and Tanis. They don't really look like how they're supposed to look. And I know this isn't canon. It's like its own unique thing. But still, it was kind of weird, kind of wonky. The movie, the CGI looked fine. It was kind of funny at times, but again, the cast was weird. The PG-13 rating really did effing hold this thing back. A lot of the kills and like headshots and shit, like it really looked weird. Like there's supposed to be like a bullet hit or blood or dust or a squib or effing anything, and it's like someone gets shot in the head and they just fall over like they got hit with a nothing, like an air pistol. It shoots air. It was just kind of weird. So not a horrible movie. I actually enjoyed this one more than 99% of the population, but it is kind of whatever. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna have to give Borderlands a C. Not horrible. Again, I think if you enjoy the games, you'll kind of like this one. Just know it's not canon. It's kind of its own unique thing. And yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, we're gonna move on to we'll do Kung Fu Panda 4. Okay, I forgot this even released this year. So Kung Fu Panda 4 DreamWorks is hit and miss. You know what I mean? Like when they want to release a freaking banger, man, they're doing Puss in Boots: Last Wish, Rise of the Guardians, other movies, and then you get this one. Kung Fu Panda, I enjoy those films, okay? I think that they're fine. I like Kung Fu Panda. But this one, I've heard was the worst when it dropped, and I was like, oh, it's not as memorable, it's not as good. And yeah, I think the chameleon is an alright villain. I think Po is fine. Whoever, I forget the name of the sensei or the prodigy, whatever, that Po ends up kind of mentoring in the end. But I think it's a fine movie. Like it's objectively well made. It's DreamWorks. Like the animation is great, the voice acting is great, soundtrack good, animation great, writing good, humor good. Like everything about it is technically good. But it kind of falls into the same Garfield category where I kind of forget effing. A, I forgot I even saw it, and B, I forgot that like a lot of the plot. I mean, I remember the trailer stuff, and I remember walking out of the theater kind of enjoying it, but it's nothing special. I didn't buy this one on Blu-ray. I don't think I'm going to. It was fun for what it was, but I really don't think this deserves anything other than a C, in my opinion. Again, C isn't a bad rating; it's more average. But yeah, I mean, we're getting a lot in the C category here, so we might have to resize some stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's just it's whatever. Let's move on to I don't know, do piece by piece. The Lego Pharrell Williams movie. So this is the first Lego movie in the Universal catalog, right? Because the Lego movie, Lego Batman movie, Lego Ninjago movie, Lego Movie 2, those are all made by WB. And for some weird reason, Lego Ninjago movie and Lego Movie 2 kind of effing bombed. Again, I love those movies. I don't get why they bombed, but they bombed. And WB was like, hey, we don't like that. So let's just sell the effing rights to Universal, the guys that make freaking Minions. And, hey, well, maybe something good will come out of this. You never know. And this movie is the first Lego movie from Universal, right? It doesn't have Emmett or Batman. It's got Pharrell Williams, which, look, I knew that Pharrell Williams did the Despicable Me song and other things, but I really didn't know anything about him. This movie isn't really for me because I love Lego, right? That's why I watched this movie. But for a documentary on Pharrell Williams, which I'll admit it was interesting. I learned about the guy. It was interesting. It was like it was like school, but more fun, right? Because it's Lego. But the kids, this is not. None of the Lego movies are for kids. They're for everyone. This 110% though should not be viewed by a child. I know it's Lego. It's colorful. It's rated PG. I'll bring my newborn fetus, but no. This movie, for some weird effing reason, it's a documentary. Documentary. There you go. But it's the 4 kids in my theater. I remember being really freaking bored because I wasn't bored, right? Because I'm a 26-year-old dude who has a pretty good attention span. But for children who just want to watch Legos and colorful lights, they don't know what the hell's going on. They don't know who Pharrell Williams is. They don't care. They're here for the lights. You know what I mean? And it's a boring, slow-paced movie. Also, it is really mature for a PG-rated movie. I'm talking they get high on screen. Snoop Dogg gets high with Pharrell and his buddy. They say the word shit literally 3 times uncensored in a PG Lego movie. I lost my mind. They have a freaking BLM march. I'm like, this is what? What is going on? This movie has a lot of weird shit that's literally out of left field and is just completely random. And some of this stuff has nothing to do with Pharrell as a person and his group and his music genre. So some of it is kind of cringy. It is kind of woke. It is kind of political for no reason. And it's fun, but it is a fun movie. I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't have fun with this. I'm going to give it honestly a B. It is. I remembered more of it than the ones in C. It is Lego. That isn't me saying, "Oh, it's Lego, so it's good." Like I like it because it is Lego, and I like Lego. That's why I watched it. But the movie in and of itself is good. It's just I feel like some of the choices made were a bit wonky, so I'm gonna give that one a B. Lord of the Rings: The War of the Rohirrim. Okay, this got pretty much polarized when it got announced, and um, oh boy, it got pulled from theaters after 2 weeks. So no one saw it, and there's a few reasons why, but I saw it. So there you go. I didn't actually review this on my channel. If you want me to do an in-depth review, I can. I just didn't for some effing reason. I don't know. I just forgot, I guess. But I did see this in theaters, and it's good. Like, it's really good. You know, I mean, it is officially a canon movie in the Peter Jackson films. So we got the 3 Hobbit films, the 3 Lord of the Rings films, and this. Yes, it's an anime. It's animated, but it is officially canon to those 6 movies. So now we have 7 Peter Jackson films. Not directed by Peter Jackson, but he had a lot to do with it. So did Philippa and all the other people that kind of made the other 6. So yeah, this is officially canon to the 6, which is great. But that doesn't make it good, right? And thankfully it is. I think that, the War of the Rohirrim isn't that much of a talked about thing in the books and in the lore. But it was cool to see Hela. It was cool to see all her friends. I think it's a really, really, for the most part, well animated movie. Some of the backgrounds are beautiful. Some of the animation, especially for one of the characters in the beginning, is really effing janky, kind of weird looking. But I genuinely do think it is worth your time. If you haven't seen it in theaters, I think it's on streaming. I'm gonna get this on Blu-ray. Obviously, I think it's a really, really fun film. Really great story. Pretty good animation, really good voice acting for the most part. I think it's got a really good, unique story to tell. And it's, if you do call yourself a Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, whatever Tolkien fan, yeah, I mean, it's canon. So I guess if you're a mega fan, you kind of have to watch it. But I would, even if it wasn't, I would still say give this one a watch. I think this is really well done. It kind of flew under the radar for a lot of people, which is a freaking shame, man. I loved it. I'm going to give this one an A. I thought it was great. Let's see, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, it was released. I didn't see it on Netflix because I don't have Netflix, so I bought it on the Blu-ray. And I'll tell you what, I really enjoyed the anime. I know it's not an anime. I get it. It looks like an anime. Okay, I'm calling it that. The animated anime show that isn't an anime. The original source material of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I freaking love it. I've seen the show one time, I'll admit, but I got to rewatch it. I really enjoyed it. Okay, like as watching it as an adult, I thought it was great. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Nothing was dumbed down. Nothing was kiddie. It was really, really great. It appeals to older kids, teens, adults. Really good story. Incredible lore. A really, really, really good lore. And yeah, we got this kind of more teenager and adult focused reboot live action remake. And it's effing incredible. I mean, truly, like they nailed the casting, they nailed the acting. I think the only real downside to the negative would have to be acting, would have to be her in the middle there, Katara. I think she's okay. But in terms of the acting, she's probably the most wooden. Maybe she's gonna get better in season 2. But I enjoyed her for the most part. I think it's a really good show. I brought it over to my nanny and Poppy's house, and they loved it. And sadly they got to wait for season 2. But it is filming. We're officially getting the rest of season 2 and 3. Book Air and Fire, which is going to be, or is it? I think it's Earth, and yeah, it's going to be really, really cool to see it continue because yeah, they nailed the acting, the CGI is phenomenal, the story's great. I think it's a really good adaptation of that animated show, and I think it's one of the best shows I've seen this year. This is getting S, hands down. This is 110% worth your time. If you've seen that original show or you just want a good show, watch that for sure. All right, moving on to Venom: The Last Dance. Okay. I'm drinking pop because this shit's casual as hell. Okay. Venom: The Last Dance. The Venom movies aren't that great, okay? Look, in terms of the other things from Spum or Sony or whatever, I think the Venom trilogy is probably the strongest. And, Venom: The Last Dance is, I think, the best out of the 3. I think that they're good with Eddie and Venom. I think the villain is good for the most part. Some of the writing's a bit cringy. Some of the jokes don't work. Some of the CGI is a bit wonky. But I think that overall, now that basically every single Sony movie that isn't Madam Web is officially canon to the MCU via the multiverse, that's really cool. And overall, yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, but it's probably the best that you're gonna get out of these new Sony movies. I'm gonna give it a B. Um, I don't know. I think I might have to. Uh, yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a B. I feel bad doing that, but it doesn't stand out as good as these two in terms of production value. It is fun. It's the best out of the three, like I said, but it's just shy of that A. It's just like it's in the middle. You know what I mean? I'll put it in the middle there. But yeah, I think it is a good movie. I will buy it on Blu-ray, obviously, and it's not perfect, but I think it does the job for the most part. All right, let's get into Red One. This is a Christmas action film that didn't release in December, I don't believe. And yeah, look, it's not amazing, but it's not bad either. I think that it's far better than what the trailers make it look like. But it's it's a fun, dumb action Christmas film. Like surprisingly, it has some good jokes. It has a lot of lore, actually, some good heart to it. I think that it is. I don't know, man. Like I feel weird putting like Red One in like A or B, but I genuinely enjoyed it, man. Like it's got a lot of serious moments, a lot of lore. It is not just a dumb action movie, right? Like there is a story to tell here. And yeah, some of the shit like they got talking snowman and Krampus and whatnot, but that's what makes it work. You know what I mean? Because the characters in this universe take their own universe in this world seriously. They kind of want us to as well. This isn't like a turn your brain off and just laugh movie. This is a serious, almost Marvel-esque film in terms of production value and budget and all that, and action and whatnot, with a Christmas movie setting. And obviously, I don't know. I don't give a fudge, man. I freaking loved it. I'm gonna put it probably. I'm gonna put it in the middle, A and B, kind of like Venom. I think it's not beautifully made, but it's far better than what I thought it was going to be, and far better than what most people thought it was. Let's talk about If. If Imaginary Friends, this is one of the most deceptive marketing campaigns in the effing world, I swear to God. You watch the trailer, and it's like, oh, big purple guy. Oh, little girl. Oh, other things. Colorful creatures. Oh, this is going to be a fun movie for the whole family. It's rated PG. Let's do it. And just like Piece by Piece, this is one of the most mature and adult movies I've seen this year. And I'm not talking like F words and gore and sex. I'm talking like thematic material. The movie starts out with the girl's mom dying of cancer. And obviously that's a big fuck up for me because my mom had cancer. She's in remission now. Pray it doesn't, if she does get help. But, that's not deeming any points. It's just, for little kids that want to go and watch a fun movie, it's probably not the best thing to start out with a death. I'm just saying. But, I get it. This isn't a kid's film. It's for everyone. But this really, really feels like a PG movie. Again, much like Piece by Piece, that feels like it should have been PG-13. Because it has a lot of sad moments, a lot of slow build moments, a lot of drama, a lot of crying. The girl cries a lot. My dad fucking cried. My dad doesn't cry at anything, and he cried at If. So yeah, it's like, I hope he doesn't hear that. But yeah, it's just like, I didn't. I guess I don't have a soul. But yeah, like it is there are funny moments, but basically all the funny moments are in the trailer. Like the rest of this is pretty much doom and gloom. It is a very dramatic and sad film, but I will say it is very well made. I think John Krasinski nailed it. I think it's a very beautifully produced movie. Great acting, great CGI, great writing. This honestly is going to have to go an S for me. And yeah, the marketing has nothing to do with the quality of the film. But yeah, it was effing insane. Like, you watch and you're like, oh, fun movie, poopy fart jokes. And you watch and you're like, oh, this is, you know what I mean? But it is still really well made. And I got to say, it's probably one of the best this year. Okay, let's do Madam Web. Get this one out of the way. D. No, no. Look, D. Let's put it in D. I hate being the guy who's like, yeah, it sucks, like the rest of the world, because I strongly believe in media literacy and thinking for yourself and not following the crowd. But yeah, it's shit. Like, what do you want me to tell you? I saw it. It was garbage. All right, it was bad. Now, I didn't see Craven yet, but yeah, I mean, look, it's not like the worst film ever made. Okay, some of the CGI is good, some of the cinematography is good. The whole weird line of my mom was in the rainforest and then got killed in the Amazon. That weird line, not even in the movie, so that's not even part of the question. That's not in the movie, so it's not a fault. But yeah, the acting it's fine, I guess. I like the paramedic thing where like she's teaching the girls how to save a life and all that, but a lot of it's just really like bad ADR, bad writing, story makes no freaking sense. Of course, they kind of leaked Madam Web's costume on a cranberry bottle that was in your local Walmart. It just was not a good look for Sony. It's the worst one they made. And Morbius was bad, but at least it was like funny, entertaining bad. This isn't really like, yeah, the women are hot. Like Sydney Sweeney's hot, but when you get past that and you're like, okay, is this a good movie? Is there substance? Not much. Again, it's not the worst film ever made, but it's probably the worst thing I've seen this year. I'm just gonna. Oh boy. All right, we're reaching toward the end here, so stick with me. You guys are doing great. Hope you're enjoying this. Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire. I forgot this even dropped this year. It's a good movie. I think it's fine. I think it's not as freaking cord. It's not as memorable or good as my favorite is Kong Skull Island, obviously still. But this is good. I think it is better than King of the Monsters. I think it's a really fun time. They kind of nailed it, right? Like they have a good reputation where they get the human characters and they have their moments, and then you also get the monster moments, and they like. I didn't think Kong would have like an arc in this movie. Godzilla really doesn't do a whole lot. He just kind of sleeps and breathes his fire in the ice and just kind of goes to sleep. I need to see it again. I got to get it on Blu-ray because I do really enjoy the MonsterVerse. It's not my favorite cinematic universe in the world, but I think it's fun enough, and I think it's well made. And yeah, I mean, they kind of did an MCU, right? Like they slowly built up to this moment, and this feels like their Avengers movie, right? And I'm assuming they're going to be making more. I think we're getting Monarch season 2, which I haven't seen yet. I got to get that one too. But I think it's a fun movie. You know what I mean? It's not that memorable. I really don't remember a whole lot about it. Just a few key elements. But it is well made, and I'm going to give it an A. I think that it definitely is worth your time. And I think it is really, really, it's a fun. I mean, it's kind of dumb, but it's a fun action movie, and surprisingly, more thought has gone into the writing and the acting and the lore of this than you would think just by watching a trailer. You know what I mean? So I think it's pretty good. All right, this is where it gets tough. Ninjago N-World, okay? And I'm not just saying this because I effing star in it, okay? I voice Master Wu and Lord Garmadon in this. This is a very good film. I had to take my drink of encouragement. This is a very good film. Brick Legacy Ninja, everyone involved, the voice actors, the voice actresses, the CGI guys, everything. Everything kind of came together in this to make this movie what it was. Ninjago N-World is a freaking masterpiece, okay? I reacted to it. I got 3 parts on my channel if you want to go see me react to it. Again, I don't want to say that and be like, oh, you're just saying that because you star in it. Like, no, even if I didn't star in it, I'd still be putting this motherfudger in S. You know what I mean? I love this film. I think that, it's an hour and 40 minutes. It's a long movie for this type of thing. But I think they really, really nailed pretty much everything. You know what I mean? There's 1 or 2 voice actors, since I do like 50 voices, I know when there's a bad voice and a good voice, and I'm not naming names. If I were really to review this, there were a few voices I was like, I don't know about that one, but, I genuinely think the jokes work, the Easter eggs work, the action is phenomenal. Most of the voices are, great. I think it's a really, really well done film. It is, low budget, right? It's just a fan film, but it's one of, if not the best this year that I've seen. Again, I love a lot of them, and it's 100% worth your time. It's got, what, 60, 70,000 views for a reason. It's a freaking masterpiece, man. All right. Let's go to Deadpool and Wolverine. This is, I think you can tell where I'm going to be putting this one. But, yeah, this is a very well-made movie, right? Deadpool 3. This kind of did what Spider-Man No Way Home did with Sony and made, the Andrew Garfield movies and the Tom Holland, or the Tobey Maguire movies and the Venom, the Sony stuff, except Madam Web. All those are now canon to the MCU via the multiverse. This kind of did the exact same thing with the Fox shit, right? You're getting the Fantastic Four movies, the Blade movies, the Punisher movies, Elektra, Daredevil, X-Men, I mean, Logan, Deadpool 1 and 2. I mean, there's so many references and things that are now canon to the MCU via this film. That doesn't make it good. That just makes it cool. The movie is good because they actually, made these Easter eggs and made these cameos work. The very first MCU R-rated movie, I think it works. The jokes are amazing. The action is amazing. The CGI is pretty decent. There's 1 or 2 things that are a bit wonky with the katana clipping through them or stuff like that, but little mistakes. But overall, I think that everything pretty much works. The good far outweighs the bad, and I'm not just saying that because there's cool, holy shit moments in the movie, right? Like, no, like this is very well made. The action is phenomenal. The acting's great. The story they told is amazing. This is one of the best Marvel movies ever made, and I think it's very well deserving of that 1.6 billion or whatever that they made. It's a really great movie. It's one of the best films of the year, and that's exactly why they decided to put it there, and why I decided to put it here. And yeah, man, it's genuinely a fantastic film. I love it, man. It's a masterpiece. All right, Funko Fusion, our first game. I have not beaten this game at the time of recording. Okay, I beat the Jurassic World stuff, the Thing stuff, and the Hot Fuzz stuff. I'm now on Battlestar Galactica, and look, some of the stuff that you play through in this game, I haven't seen it. I have not seen Hot Fuzz or Invincible or Jaws or Nope or Shaun of the Dead or freaking Five Nights at Freddy's or He-Man. 90% of the stuff in this game, I have no idea what the hell's going on. But that's, when I was a kid, I wasn't allowed to watch Star Wars until I was 12 or 13. And then I played the Lego games before that. So I had no clue what was going on in Lego Star Wars, but I still had a friggin' blast. And that's exactly what this is. You know what I mean? I genuinely really, really love this game so far. Is it perfect? No. There's a few menu glitches. The motion blur's a little wonky. The controls, honestly, the game plays like a dream. It's like Lego game, right? It's XTT Games, guys, a lot of the devs. No talking. It plays like an old Lego game, right? Like you get these, like when you look at the thing, right? You get the thing. It's a very tiny kind of hub, and from there you can kind of walk around the hub, break shit, collect your vinyl, which are like your studs. You can use that to upgrade skins or whatnot, or buy upgrades or power ups. And then you go through each of the main franchise's 5 levels. And it's fun. Is it perfect? No. Like I said, there's a few glitches here or there. I believe when the game launched, it was way worse. Thankfully, I got it for Christmas, and I was able to kind of enjoy it at a more stable way. But so far, this is getting S, man. This is a dream. It's so freaking addicting. It's amazing. Genuinely. Like, I haven't beaten it yet, but, for just putting it here because I played it this year, I will obviously finish it in 2025, but that won't work for a tier list. I think it's great. Genuinely, like really, I think that 10-10 games nailed it. Again, there's a little glitches and some things that could be a little bit more polished and all that, but it's really fun. It works. It's entertaining. It's endearing. It plays great. It looks great. It runs great. For the most part, one level lagged in the Jurassic World thing, but it's nothing to demote that to an A. I think if you have some extra change, it's not a full price game. If you like some of these franchises, you like Funko Pops, I do. I think that I don't have any Funko behind me, but I got a Luke Funko right there from The Last Jedi. I think it's a really effing good game, man. Like, genuinely worth your time. All right. We'll stick to the games. Let's do Star Wars Outlaws. This is S, if you can tell. It's my game of the year. I made a video about it. Why is it my game of the year? Okay. The game runs beautifully on 30 FPS mode. It's 60 FPS, runs like shit. Runs like Bantha Poodoo. So what I do is I have the black bars enabled, the aspect ratio. I delete all the motion blur stuff. I play it quality mode. It feels like 60. It's very smooth. I haven't had one stutter or lag. And the reason why I chose to even play 30 is because it didn't look that great to me on 60. Obviously, this is a game you want to play with quality mode to make it look as best you can. This is one of the best looking video games I've ever played, hands down. Graphically, it looks amazing. Again, on that 30 FPS mode, runs great. I think Nyx is a really good companion. Again, he's kind of like the Watchdog cell phone, but Nyx is great. Kay Vess is a really interesting and good character. She's not ugly. I don't know why everyone keeps calling her ugly. Oh yeah, because that one effing image where she looks like a dead potato, and of course all the haters and I'm right wing, but I'm not stupid crazy ass right wing. All the crazy Republicans were like, "Oh my God, this game is woke. Look at it's a woman." And no, it's like, no, shut up. Women can exist in things without being woke. They're just let them live, for God's sake. Women are tight, all right, Christ. But yeah, I think that this game is very well made. I love the free roam. I love the sense of exploration. Story's good. Voice acting great. Graphics good. Runs great. I love the combat. Again, the stealth isn't amazing, right? This is a Star Wars game, so a lot of it is basic. The enemies are not as brain dead as you've been told. There have been a lot of patches. But yeah, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a massive, massive, actual real fan of Star Wars who doesn't just hate everything. I gave my reasons in my review, and I genuinely love this game. There are a few issues, that I had one like transport glitch, or I had one frame drop, or I had one audio glitch, but all that stuff is probably patched, and none of those tiny little nitpicks are enough to bring this anywhere near to an A. This is an S 100%. I love this game. 110% worth your effing money. If you call yourself a Star Wars fan, please, man, do yourself a favor and buy this game. It is incredible. All right, let me just move this stuff over here because I feel like one or two of these things might get S. Let's do Sonic 3. Before my PC dies. Sonic 3 is a masterpiece, man. Straight up. It's amazing. I love Sonic 1. I love Sonic 2. We'll get to Knuckles, but I think that Sonic this franchise works because, again, you can see my reviews, but they genuinely care about the thing that they're doing. They care about the lore and the writing, and they care about the cute little furry animals, but they also care about the humans, right? It's kind of like the Monsterverse. Every character, Tom, Maddie, of course, when we get to Knuckles, we'll talk about Wade, but every character works. They're all really endearing, all really fun, and I genuinely think that this is like the culmination of truly making a video game movie where the director, the writer, everyone, they understand the assignment, right? Like they understand what people want to see, and they give it to them, right? We get Shadow with a gun, we get Keanu Reeves as Shadow. Hello, yeah, I'm Shadow the Hedgehog. You get that, but you're also getting really great writing, actual really high stakes. You're getting amazing CGI, great action. This movie, like Sonic 1 didn't really feel like this, but Sonic 2, and especially Sonic 3, feels like a big blockbuster endgame Rise of Skywalker event, because that's exactly what it is. This is not just some silly kids film based on a kids game. This is something that all age groups, hell, my theater had like 5 kids maybe, and the rest were it was a packed theater. All adults, and the adults were freaking the hell out. The kids were just, they were looking at colors. They didn't even make noises. But all the adults, me, everyone who loves Sonic, they understood the references. They really loved it. And Sonic 3 is 110% worth your money. It's a great video game movie. It's probably the best video game film ever made. And it's one of the best films of the year for sure. Probably my top 3. I really, really love it. So yeah, I mean, not much to say. You can watch my review, but I loved it. All right, let's talk about Knuckles now, where we're on Sonic. Knuckles is the first TV show in the Sonic movie universe. And look, I heard a lot of bad things about it. I heard that, oh, it's called Knuckles, but Knuckles isn't in it. It should be called The Wade Show. And yeah, I watched it. I did my review. You can check it out. But to sum it up, yes, it should have been effing called Knuckles and Wade. Okay, I'm not going to say it shouldn't have. There is a lot of Wade Whipple in this show. But look, when you watch Sonic 1 and 2, Wade is a dumb cop. That's all he is. He's Patrick Star. He's a stupid policeman. He's there to make you laugh. He's like Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks is a more well-written character than Wade Whipple in Sonic 1 and 2. So finally, they're like, all right, Knuckles did his job. What do we give to Knuckles? What does he do? And thankfully, they gave him something to do with this tournament, right? Oh, I have to protect the tournament and whatever. And then you also get Wade, who, his tournament is bowling. But you're also getting fun jokes, really great action, some of the best action in like that I've seen all year. Is really, really well made. The CGI is good for a TV show, for a Paramount Plus TV show. It looks really great. It pretty much looks just like the movies. I think that the villains are good. The buyer's cool. The hot girl with the bob is cool. The other guys, I mean, he's whatever. He's fine. They're good henchmen, kind of like Team Rocket in a way. Wade is a much better character, in my opinion, now after the show than if he wasn't. I think they give, solid development to Wade, and by the end of the show, I was like, hey, they freaking did it. I mean, they made me care more about Knuckles, and they actually made me care about Wade. So, I think that there is some pacing issues, and I think there are some things I would have taken out, and certain things like that. Again, you can watch my full review, but I'm going to give this one an A. I thought it was really great, and just shy of an S for me. All right, Skeleton Crew. Obviously, we're on episode 5 out of 8, so this has not finished at the time of recording. It will not finish until 2025, but I think it's great. I mean, again, as a Star Wars fan who doesn't shit on everything the second it's announced, I love Star Wars. I think all Star Wars is good. Does that mean all Star Wars is objectively perfect and great? No, I have flaws with Star Wars, right? The prequels have issues. The originals have issues. That's not to say they're bad, but I'm just telling you so you have the context. I'm not saying Star Wars, therefore S. I'm saying Star Wars, therefore I love it, and here's the reasons why. Or I love it, and here's the reasons why it's not maybe as good, right? I love the prequels, but they have a fudge ton of problems. I love the originals, and there's some few issues. I genuinely think there's only maybe one issue with the sequels, one line. I've made the videos. You can watch them. Sequels, in my opinion, are pretty much perfect. I have really no issues with them. I have really no issues with much of anything Disney has done with Star Wars. I think they genuinely nailed it. So yeah, I think Skeleton Crew's great. It's fun. It evokes a childlike wonder without being a show made for kids. It is still brutal, still has a lot of violence, a lot of action, a lot of lore. But it is interesting to see these 4 kids or whatnot. Wim, KB, Neil, that guy, and Fern, and then we get John Narod or whatever, John Nawood, or whatever his alias is. Again, No spoilers in the comments. The show has not finished, but from what I've seen so far in 2024, this is great. I mean, like I said, I feel like a broken record, but basically everything Disney has done, I've loved, and I'm not just saying that because it's Disney or because of Star Wars. I've given on my channel videos and reasons why. I'm not going to get into it here, but I genuinely love Skeleton Crew so far. I think it's, maybe not my favorite show in the world. I like some Star Wars shows are better than this, or I like to watch more, but I don't have any real issues with this show so far. Maybe the dad is a bit weird with his acting. The ship takes off in episode 1 or whatever, or 2, and he's like, whim, whim, and I'm like, dude, if my kid, I don't have a kid, I don't think, but if my kid was on a effing spaceship going to who knows where, I'd be kicking up dirt and screeching like a zombie. I wouldn't be like, Whim, come back. Fuck it. Let me go back to my job. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They do better in the next episode where he's freaking out with those droids, but still, the 1 or 2 baby issues I have is nowhere near enough to bring it down to an A. I think it's really, really great, and I love it. All right, pick your poison. Okay, let's do the Acolyte. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. So, listen. Okay, let's get into it. So, yes, I love it. Okay, I've given my reasons. I think it is one of the best Star Wars shows ever. Yeah. Is 1 or 2 things woke? Is there a lesbian couple? Yeah. Is it forced down your throat? No. You barely even notice. They don't kiss. They don't bang. They just touch each other's cheek and then they effing die. So no. I wouldn't even call this woke. It's so blink and you miss it. That's not even a problem. Osha and May, yeah, maybe she's not the best actor. Maybe she's a bit wooden, right? Like nothing bad like the prequels, but nothing spectacular like Kylo Ren or Rey or Han or something like that. I think that Master Soul is great. Jecki, Yord. I think that Chimere is great. Obviously, Darth Plagueis is in it. I think it's really great there. The references and Easter eggs are phenomenal. I think that the CGI looks great. The writing is great. No, fire in space doesn't break canon. That's happened before. No, Osha and May being born through the manipulation of the Force does not ruin Anakin. Anakin was born purely from the Force. Osha and May were used with dark magic manipulation of the Force. The what do they call it? Not the whip, the strand, the effing, the string, whatever they called it in the thing. Like I said, I am genuinely mad. A lot of people, a lot of official articles, they have called The Acolyte one of the best shows of the year. I 100% agree. They also have said that they are very pissed off it got canceled. And yeah, look, it got canceled objectively because no one saw it. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people saw it the first 2 or 3, and then they dropped off. And I'll admit, a lot of people dropped off because of these crazy right-wing people saying Kathleen Kennedy ruined your life. Oh my God, there's a black woman. Oh my God, there's a woman. Oh my God, there's an Asian. Oh my God, there's a lesbian couple for 4 seconds and then they get killed. Oh my God, there's fire in space. Oh my God, this. Oh my God, that. Right? You get these stupid, crazy, stupid YouTube. I could say a lot of other words, but I'm not. A lot of dumb Star Wars YouTubers that all they do is they manipulate the truth and they lie to you and they clickbait and they force these crazy things in your head to make you seem like this is the worst thing in the world, when no, it's very well made. Everyone I've shown this to, my friends and family members, they loved it. Yes, if you love this show, you're basically going to get crucified. But I don't give a bantha poodoo. I think The Acolyte is the best show I've seen all year for reasons I have talked about in my official review. This is another S. I love The Acolyte. I have very, very few issues with this. I genuinely think it's the best show I've seen this year. I am very sad this got canceled. I'm assuming they're going to put something with, like a comic book or a novel to kind of see what happens with if there would be a season 2. Maybe a miracle will happen and we'll get a season 2. I don't know. But I genuinely loved every episode of this. I think it's very well made. And it's just a masterpiece in my opinion. I think it's really great. So anyway, Joker 2, Joker Filet Adieu, Joker the McDonald's menu order. So look, I love Joker 1. If that came out this year, that'd get an S. Joker 1 is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is very dark, very depressing. I walked out of the theater actually depressed, and I don't have depression. I'm not making fun of that shit, but I walked out of the theater like, oh man, I'm kind of sad. You know what I mean? Joker 2 came out. I think the trailers look great. And then I saw it, and I loved it. And everyone freaked the hell out. And I think this is really funny to me. Because the whole point of Joker 2 is that Arthur Fleck, ever since Joker 1, he never wanted to be the Joker. He never wanted to be the Joker. He never wanted to be the clown prince of crime. He never wanted that. He just wanted to be seen, heard, and loved. That's all he ever wanted in life. Everything fucked him up royally so that he becomes Joker. And the whole world of Gotham, right? Everyone, all these criminals and horrible people in Gotham, they all idolize Joker. And then Joker 2 releases, and yeah, we're hit with that weight of he's going to get the electric chair. He's going to die anyway. Also, Arthur Fleck, again, like I said, they make it painfully obvious he's not the Joker, right? He was Joker, but he's not the Joker. And I know that there's some people took that the wrong way and like, oh, it's set in the Dark Knight universe. Oh, the guy that kills him in the end is actually who? Wow, he's the real Joker. Wow. It's like, that's not the point. The point is that society jacked this guy up. Everyone treated him like dirt, and he kind of portrayed this Joker persona to feel loved. And then he got what he wanted. He was loved, but not as Arthur, not as a human. He was loved as Joker, the killer, the clown, the comedy guy, the symbol of all these bad things, and he didn't want that. He just wanted to be a normal person, live a normal life, maybe be a comedian, maybe sing, and just be loved and acknowledged. And instead he got kicked and beat up and all that. And it's very sad. It's a very dramatic, sad movie, but it's very well made. I think that the music scenes are great. I think it's a really, really good way of showing Arthur and Lee's emotion, Harley Quinn, their emotions throughout the film. I think that's really great. Obviously, a lot of the hate came from people like The Acolyte not understanding it when they think they do. Media literacy, again, has gone down the drain. But also B, people expected something else. People wanted Joker and Harley Quinn to fight Batman and rob stores and kill people and blow up Gotham, right? That's what they wanted. But what they got was a mature story about a broken man who basically just wants to be seen and loved by anyone. And he never got that, and it eventually leads to a certain downfall. And I think Lee's great. I think Lady Gaga's good in this film. I think, like I said, the singing is good. It is a slow burn. It is not an action film. It's not a comedy. It's a very sad, dramatic movie, very slow. But if you are an adult and you have a normal attention span and you're not, Joker didn't kill anyone. Wow, where's Batman? Like, it's a beautifully made film, and it's easily one of the best of the year for sure. This is my second favorite movie of the year. Yeah, this is getting an S, 110%. So here we go. Yeah, a lot of this has gotten an S, but again, I have given my reasons in other videos, and I tried to give them here. So what do we got? We got 1 in D, 3 in C. We got, I guess, 1 in B. Yeah, okay, yeah. Piece by Piece was B. Venom 3 and Red 1 are kind of in between A and B. And then we got a few in A and a bunch in S. And yeah, this is, if I missed something, tell me in the comments. Yeah, I know this is a long video, but I really wanted to kind of dive in and just kind of do a tier list for the first time and give you guys my opinions and my ranking of all the stuff that I've seen and played this year. I was going to do music and all that, but, maybe I could do that for another time. Again, I'm able to do tier lists now, so that's good. It took me a minute to get these images, all that, but that's fine. Obviously, I am down to do more of this shit. I'm down to do more of this stuff 100%. So if you have any more ideas for tier list ranking Lego games or ranking whatever, please, I'm Franchise Fanatic. I got Lego. I got, Star Wars, Disney, Marvel, Jurassic World, Assassin's Creed, whatever, video games, movies, music, whatever. Tell me in the comments. If you want me to do a specific tier, I'll shout you out and I'll do it. I think it's going to be a really fun time to do more of these. Again, here it is, my official ranking of all the stuff I've seen and played in 2024. Tell me down below what your ranking would be. Maybe you don't have to go into crazy specifics, but we'll have a little discussion in the comments. Keep it civil. Yeah, again, I gave my reasons, and I think I'm happy with this. All this stuff was pretty, all of it, none of it was bad except for Madam Web, really. But, obviously C is kind of forgettable. It's fine. B is good, could be better. A is really good, and S is basically, I really don't have any, major issues with it. It really, I thought it was pretty great. So yeah, really great stuff. 2024 in terms of franchises was pretty great. In terms of my personal life, I think it was great too for the most part. But yeah, I think this is a good way to end the year. And I'm gonna go before my PC dies. I know this was a long video, but thanks for sticking with me. Again, if you want me to rank other stuff, tell me down below. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video. Happy New Year, and I can't wait to do more fun stuff in 2025.